Okay. We have also invited the descendants and relatives of writers past who lived in Devonport. I know there's one here, two here at least. That's been a bit of a harder search. Dinah, would you like to say something? This is Dinah Holman.
Yes.
A.R.D. Fairburn's daughter. Hello.
Thank you, Jan. I stand up here. Yes, I am a descendant of a dead writer. And he died 60 years ago this month, poet Rex Fairburn. I was 19 at the time, you can do the maths. Thank you. So I've got memories of course, Rex, but also his friends. And we knew them well. At the moment, we're putting on an exhibition at the depot of Rex's cave drawing, rock drawing, fabric panels. But in association with that, we're doing a presentation on 11 other people who were creative in some way at that time, all of whom I knew, and most of whom were very good friends of Rex's. Anthony Alpers, and so I know Anthony's son, Philip, but he's in charge of the anti-gun lobby in Sydney. He lectures there on that topic. So he can't be here, but that's one descendant, I'm another. There'll be a few more around, I really don't know. And of course, I'm only thinking of people in that fairly narrow time slot. We arrived in Devonport in 1946, and Rex died in 1957, and I left Devonport in about 1960. So within that period, however, there were some significant writers. A piece of Catherine Mansfield and a book about dolphins, one called In Polynesia. He went to Polynesia for 4 months, sent there by the Auckland Star, and it really had a deep effect on him. And he wrote other books too, one about his father, who was a well-known judge. Now, his wife at the time was Sarah Campion, and she was a journalist and a novelist. I don't know whether she wrote, I suspect not, wrote any of her books while she was in Devonport, which is, the criterion for being a Devonport writer. But however, she made a tremendous contributions, especially through the letters to the editor on various social issues. She was a founding member of CARE and a wonderful woman. So there are those people. I'm thinking there'll be perhaps lots of others, I don't know, perhaps a few others who are of similar calibre, but we forget about them. So that's one of the exercises of the exhibition that we're doing at the depot, which starts on Saturday, by the way, and you're very welcome to come. The opening is at 2 o'clock on Saturday, and it goes on till the 22nd. So there may be many other writers that I think it would be a really good exercise to identify those writers and not forget them. Another one is Judy Binney, my childhood pal, best pal. Her father, Sidney Musgrove, Professor Sidney Musgrove. He was a Shakespearean scholar. Of course, he didn't write novels. He wrote scholarly articles. Poetry. Yes. Incidentally, people have been talking about the library. Am I the only person present who used to go to the library when it was in a shop building just above the old post office? Anybody else? Yeah, that's how long I've been going to them. Just a factor of my age, I guess. But Judy Musgrove and I used to go and spend hours in that library, and also there was a private library opposite the Victoria we used to go to read highfalutin stuff such as Biggles and Ian Brighton, and look where it got us. But I also want to mention the one person I do know who lived much more recently, is Chris Cole-Catley. She was the driving force behind the establishment of the Michael Trust Writers Centre, and I was also a founding member on that committee at that time. I was on for about 4 years. And Chris came to Devonport, she qualifies, she came to Devonport in 2000, she died in 2011, and she wrote several books. One in particular she wrote while she was living here, which is Bright Star, about the astronomer Beatrice Tinsley. So there's a more recent one. But I just know those people. There'll be other people I don't know. and it would be worth, I do think, would be worth recording them. So,
Sarah Campion wrote a chapter in the publication The 100 of Devonport.
yes, she did, and that was edited by Musgrove.
Yes.
Yes, that's right. Yes, that's
When
that's
she
true.
was here. Yes.
When she was here. Oh, she does qualify. Well, she was a great person.
She's down at, her and Alp are both down as Takapuna writers.
Who's that?
Campion and Alp are both down as Takapuna writers.
Are they? Not at all, no. They lived in Stanley Bay. They lived with us some of the time. They lived on Waiheke. Sarah, by the way, she had, by the time she's 46, she said she'd had about 50 jobs. She did anything and roved everywhere. She wouldn't tell the Nazis the names of the Jewish children and the kids she was teaching in Germany. I mean, these people are fascinating, and it tells you so much about the era. That's why I think, partly why I think they're worth pursuing. Anyway, thank you for listening, and I'll move on.